Well, good morning, good afternoon. I know Miss Christina's here, so we'll have to say good afternoon. And there's possibly some folks here in the evening time as well, especially if you're watching a little later on. Thank you, everybody, for spending a little bit of time of your day here with us. It's always good to see each and every one of you, and I appreciate everyone that decides to spend a little bit of time with us or a lot of time with us. So thank you so much for tuning in. I have brought along a good friend of mine that I haven't had a chance to have a chat with in quite some time. It's Miss Jamie from the Quilting Compound. So I'm going to let Jamie talk about herself just for a moment. Just tell us who she is, where she is, what she does, and all that other sort of fun stuff. So all over to you, Jamie.
Okay, I'm Jamie. I probably a lot of you know who I am. I'm in Kentucky, so I've been back to sewing since 2020. I think one of my specialties in sewing is scrap quilts, and so I am doing the scrap bucket challenge. I have one more quilt with that challenge coming up soon. I am actually working on it right now with some squares, and I'm not doing any white backgrounds for a while. So that's another challenge that I'm doing. No white backgrounds, no clipping threads. I don't want to do that anymore. So that's just a little bit about me. And
That's
I got
awesome. And
three
what
grandkids now. Three grandkids
very
now.
nice. And what part of Kentucky? Because I got to go visit that wonderful state last year, and it was such a beautiful place. If you ever get a chance to go to Kentucky, you should all go visit. It's really, really nice.
I live in between Bardstown and Louisville. I
Okay.
kind of live in no man's land. It's Shepherdsville, Cox's Creek area, and a little south of Mount Washington. So
Okay.
anybody around here, like Brenda Foley, you know where I am. Because
Yeah.
Brenda only lives like maybe 25 minutes from me, I think.
Oh, really? I wish I'd known
Yeah.
that because I was out there. I met up with Brenda last year. If I'd known you were that close, I would have, knocked on your door and said, "Hey, let's go get coffee or
Oh
something."
yeah. I'm really
Ah,
close to
I,
Brenda
I
and I'm
missed.
close to April Story. I'm about probably a half hour maybe away from her.
I thought she was in
So
Pennsylvania for
no,
some reason. No, she's out there with
no.
you guys. Okay, see, I'm learning
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff.
Yeah,
So,
we did actually did a quilting class in Louisville. Um, well, I don't remember when it was, but we did one. It was in the summer, I
yeah,
know that.
that is awesome. So, yeah, I had no idea. I for some reason I thought you were in Tennessee, so I was only one state off with you. Apparently, I was like 7 states off with April Story. I don't know.
No,
For
in
some reason, I
Kentucky.
thought she was, yeah, like Pennsylvania, New York area. So I had the right coastline, but not the right latitude, longitude. I can't ever get that one right. I'll probably, oh, I got them both wrong, so it doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
she
let's.
she actually lives on a road that some of our best friends used to live on. So that's when she told me where she lived, I was like, oh well, I definitely know where that is.
Well, that's fun. If I ever get out that way again, we'll all have to get together and have a good time. So we'll have to see. Yeah, I like Louisville. It was a nice city. I got to hang out there for a week. And my wife's best friend lives in Wisconsin now. And so what we try and do is like once a year during the summer, we try and find a place roughly halfway between our spot in Virginia and Wisconsin. We try a different city each year. We went to Pittsburgh a few years ago. Last year we went to Louisville. So we just try and pick different spots and we just hang out, explore the city a little bit and that sort of thing there. So yeah, it was a lot of fun that
You
we got
should
to do
go to
that.
Wisconsin though, because then you could go to primitive gatherings. You just said we'll meet you in Wisconsin and go to primitive gatherings.
Yeah, I thought about that because then the other thing I could do too is I could go, catch a Brewers game, maybe go see the Cubbies, the White Sox, and that sort of thing there because she's in Madison, so she's not that far away from any of those teams. So I could go
Yeah.
knock off a few more ballparks from my list. So only problem is it's a fairly long drive from here to Wisconsin. I
Yeah.
think it's like 17 or 18 hours. So
Oh,
we'll have to
really? I
see.
think it's well, I know where Primitive Gatherings is. I think that's Larson, Wisconsin. I think it's like a 7.5 hour drive for me, so I can do that. I can do that
Yeah.
myself. Now I went to Missouri Star, which it was a 8 hour drive.
Hmm.
So, but Primitive Gatherings is the next on my bucket list.
That's neat. That sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, I'd like to get out to Wisconsin one day because there's one state I have not been to yet that's on the eastern half. I mean, I've been to most of the states on the eastern half of the U.S., but Wisconsin's one that I have not been to just yet. But yeah, we'll get there one day. I think I'm missing
Yeah.
Ohio, Mississippi,
Um,
Louisiana,
I don't think I've been
and
to Mississippi. I've been to
yeah,
Louisiana. One time we went to New Orleans for an SEC ball tournament when UK was playing, like years and years and years ago. So I'm trying to think of who was even their coach. Maybe Rick Pitino, maybe.
I'm
So
I'm not super knowledgeable about sports, and I always laugh at when people talk about the SEC because I used to work at Chick-fil-A many years ago, and I don't know if they still sell them, but when we were there, they used to have sausage, egg, and cheese biscuits, and so you'd see SEC biscuit. So every time I see SEC, I'm like, oh, it's a sausage, egg, and cheese conference. So, uh, but I'm weird, and I think everyone that watches my channel for more than 12 minutes knows that already, and that's okay. Here I got this today, the other day from my boss. A lot of folks in
That's
Europe probably know
nice.
what this is. It's Santa Claus. Today is December 6th, which is St. Nicholas Day. So it's fairly common in Europe to celebrate St. Nicholas Day. My boss, who is German, she always buys us the Lindt chocolate Santas for Christmas. I look forward to it every year. So I'll get to enjoy that a little later on. But I figured I wanted to show everybody that.
I
Um,
didn't know that. Because my son-in-law, he is a German heritage anyway.
mm,
So I'm
okay.
going to ask him if he knows what today is.
Oh, yeah. If he's got any German heritage in at all, he'll know what it is. So it was funny because because I have two exchange students that live with us throughout the school year. One right now is from Belgium, and the other one's from Bulgaria. And Lily, who's from Belgium, she was talking about. She said, "Oh, yeah, Saturday St. Nicholas Day," and she's like, "Do you know what that is?" I'm like, "I actually I do." She was quite surprised and shocked that I knew what it was. It's like, yeah, my boss is German. She always buys us the chocolate Santas. And I really look forward to it. So thank you for that. There we go. Anyway, let's see who is here, and then we'll show off what we are working on. If I can find where I put my pattern, but that's okay. I've got an online version that I can use. Where did my pattern book go? Anyway, that's not a big deal. Let's see. Pat Strawhouse was here all the way up there in Nova Scotia. She's up there in my mate John from Artie's Quilting Co's province. Laurie Lee is here with us as well. Good morning. Good morning to Miss Katie. If you have a channel, go ahead and put your link in. I think Nightbot's working this morning. I don't remember. Terry, good morning to you. Good morning to Miss Andrea. I'm hoping the closed captions on. I'm almost certain I turned those on this morning. Let me know if that's working for us, if you would. Good afternoon, Miss Christine. I think we talked about you a little bit ago. Katie says, I'm awake, woke up, couldn't go back to sleep. All hell's broken loose outside. I'm assuming they got some sort of wicked storm there. And
Oh,
there's good morning from my friend up there in Newfoundland in Canada. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
it,
Let's
isn't Michigan supposed to be getting a big time snowstorm too?
I
Or
think so. I think they're supposed to be getting some wild weather too. We had the potential of snow, but yesterday, but I think it just ended up being rain, which I'm quite happy with. There we go. Good morning, Miss Nikki. It's good to see you. Good morning, Miss Brenda. Good morning, Miss April. We need to get you back on here again in the near future too. It's good to see you again. I saw you the other day in my premiere. I was part of the 12 Days of Quiltmas, and that was a lot of fun there as well. We'll talk about that just a little later on. Good morning, Miss Nancy. It's good to see you. Miss Kathy. Jeannie E is here with us as well. Good morning, Miss Chloe. Where did it go? Jan, good evening to you. She's all the way out there in Western Australia. So we got all ends
oh
of the
wow,
earth covered now.
yeah.
Yeah, she pops in when she can, which is good. Sewing on the Bluff. Good morning, Miss Amber from the Cheeky Quilter. She says she's up early. Yeah, I usually don't see Amber floating around in my lives unless I invite her on, which we need to get her back on again soon too. Well, I'm going to start booking 2026 very soon. So watch your email if you're a content creator. Good morning, Miss Annette. It's good to see you. I know I've missed people. Juvaka, I know I'm butchering your name this morning, and I apologize here in advance. Looks like Jamie's here. That's good. I'm glad she's here as well. I'd be
Hey
in trouble.
Brenda, Brenda Foley, are you said let's go? Or are you talking about going to primitive gatherings?
That's what I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
she put that
we can
comment
do
right around.
it.
Yeah,
We can do
when
it.
that popped in. And then Diana is also here from Bermuda. So yeah, we've got quite a bit of geography covered. If you're watching from somewhere else, in the comments, not in the comments, what's it called? If you're watching later on or in the live chat, let us know where you're watching from, like which state, what province, what country. Love to hear. I don't know that we have anybody watching from Asia, but if you are watching from Asia or Africa or South America, one of those continents we haven't covered yet, let me know. I'd love to hear if we have viewers out in those continents. I'd love to hit all seven, but I don't know that we actually get very good internet service down at McMurdo Station in Antarctica or not. So if you're
Yeah.
watching from Antarctica, please let me know. That'd be fun there as well. Yes, Nova Scotia from Mum and Pop Quilt Shop. Yes, you've been well represented there, Nova Scotia. You watch, John will probably pop in half a moment too. Ontario's representative, Miss Pasita. Good morning, Deb Esther Pugman Quilter. Okay, Nightbot is working.
Tim.
Excellent. Okay, Jan says she's been busy getting ready to go to Streaky Bay, South Australia next Friday, spending Christmas on the beach. That sounds fantastic. I miss having Christmas in summertime. If you watched my premiere the other day, you would have heard me talk about that. I'm still getting still weird
Yeah,
for me
I've
doing
never
it for
had
Christmas.
it's always dreary around here. I mean, it like right now we got a little bit of snow left and that's kind of almost unusual, but I if it's going to be cold, I want it to snow a little.
That's what
Not
my wife
rain.
always. Yeah, and that's a good point. You know, my wife always says that too. Like if it's cold, it should needs. Oh, there's my pad, and I found it. Thank you. Um, it needs to snow, and I'm like, I don't want to shovel it. You know, I like this. Snow is pretty. I really, I won't say it isn't. I love it's pretty, but I like it when it falls. You get an inch or two, and then the sun comes out, it melts, and it goes away the same day. So you don't have to deal with the
Oh
ice and
yeah.
that sort of thing on the road. I don't like the ice. If it was just the snow and I could still get to the store and that sort of thing there, so I can go get some more milk and bread and everything else. That'd be fine. But yeah, usually here we don't have snow plows
Oh
that do
really?
the local street. Yeah, well, we don't get enough snow. Like they'll plow the interstates and the major roads, but like where I live, I've never seen a snow plow on my street, and I don't think I ever will. So,
Oh. Well, I can't see one on my street unfortunately because it's gravel. Ugh, it's a
oh
nightmare.
yeah, I can imagine. All right, beach cricket barbecue way to go is what Jan's saying. Yes, that's an Australian Christmas. You're out at the beach or down at the river. Like there's been times where it's been so hot I've driven 50 kilometers to the dam just to go jump and cool off a little bit. Even though it said blue green algae, don't go swimming. I'm like I'm just not going to ingest it. I'll be fine, and I didn't die. So
It's all good. So my
I've told
son
it.
and daughter-in-law right now, they are in Florida. They took a little vacation to go visit her parents. So that's why I have their dog here with me. She's under here sleeping. So they're enjoying the warm weather down there. Must be nice.
Well, that's fun. There you go. And Nez says snow is pretty on a Christmas card. LOL. Yes, it is. I agree with you
Yeah.
100% on that. So, um, there you go. All right. So what did you just bring along to work on this morning?
Okay, I'm working on my scrap bucket challenge with all my boutiques that I'm trying to use up. I'm also working on I've got a Christmas quilt that or it just depends on if I like the pattern. I've got the pattern drawn out, but sometimes you don't know until you start sewing it together whether the fabrics are going to work. So I've got that.
I
And then
know.
over here, I've got a project bag I was thinking about working on. So
You
I've got
sound
three
like me. Like
projects to choose from.
yeah, and I like bouncing from project to project. And anyone that's watched my channel from any amount of time knows that you're not going to see that. If you want something from start to finish on my channel, please watch. It may just take a couple of years because what I feel like working on this morning will be very different to what I feel like working on this afternoon. So, um, yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one that does that there as well. So,
Yeah, sometimes I'll get a little bit like, okay, I've been doing this for a little bit too long. I need to do something else. And then I'll come back to it.
yeah,
Um, just to mix it up a little bit. Because if
It
you
is.
sometimes if you work on the same thing, it almost feels like work.
Mm-hmm. But then there's other folks out there, like I know Pasita, who's in the chat right now. She likes to work on one thing from start to finish, and that's
Oh,
fantastic. I mean, we all work differently. That
yeah.
I think I have. I don't know if it's ADD or ADHD or anything. I've never gone to a doctor to be diagnosed, but I'm almost certain that I have one or the other. Yeah, I get bored too quickly doing the same thing over and over and over again. So yeah. Plus, I like to think that my channel is almost like a box of chocolates, like from Forrest Gump. You know, you never know what you're going to
N-
get. So when you come into my
Exactly.
when you come to my podcast or you come to my live, you don't know what I'm going to be working on. It's kind of a surprise, and I think it's kind of fun for a lot of you guys. So there you go. There, Inez says she can only work on one thing at a time. Yeah, hey, we all work differently. You know, at the end of the day, if it works for you, do it. You know, you don't have to follow what I say or Jamie says or your other favorite content creator like Laura Lynn says. You know, like you do you. This is your fun time. This is
Yeah.
your craft time. If you have a project that has to be finished on a certain date, then go work on that. You know, like I did with my Quiltmas project, because yeah, we won't tell you when I finished that project. I presented it on Thursday. Well, I'm a bit embarrassed to say when it was done because, well, I'll give you like a clue. This time last week, that quilt was still a top, just a quilt top.
Well, I mean, I know I have some that I started. I did a video on back in 2022 or 23. I don't remember the years anymore. I'm sorry.
Oh, me
Um,
either. Don't
it's still
worry.
sitting in there waiting for me to, well, I need to make a back first. And
Yeah,
because a lot of times I do piece my backs, even though I've been trying to get more wide backs, I do watch for the sales for those because it is a lot easier. But I have a lot I need to quilt, but it all takes time, that's for sure. Lots of time.
oh, for sure. Yeah, and sometimes the wide back ends up being cheaper to buy the quilt top for, yeah, the backing for than the.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's
If
how
you
it was
just
for the.
piece your yardage.
Yeah, because I mean, I went to like for the project I was talking about. It's a bit too far for me to grab, but if you haven't missed it, if you missed it, go check out the video from the other day. I was looking at getting some solids, and just piecing that together as a backing, and I think it's like seven 750 a yard or something now for Kona or something, you know, from my local quilt shop, and I needed I think 4 yards, and then I remembered the 108 wide backing that I ended up buying was, I think it was $20 a yard, but I only needed 2 yards. So it ended up like I have a whole bunch left over. It ended up being the same cost or a little less or maybe a little more. I don't remember.
Yeah.
It was close to being the same. And this store was closer, and I liked that backing a whole lot more than I did for a solid. So yeah, don't discount um, wide back, even if you do see that sticker price that it's a lot more per yard. You got to remember you're getting a lot more of it for that same yardage.
Yeah.
So
And you don't have to piece it. And Missouri
I
Star,
know, and
they
that
run
was
some good sales on wide backs.
yeah, and that was kind of the selling feature to me because I was going to run out the Fabric Hut, which is one of like the store that has all the solids, but it's like a 45-minute drive from me. And then there's another little smaller quilt shop that's only like 15 minutes away called the Quilt Shop. And I ended up going, I remember seeing that fabric there a few weeks ago when I was there, and I was like, you know what, let me run out there real quick. And if they don't have it, I can just keep jumping, you know, I can jump back on the highway and duck over to Newport News. So, but yeah, they had the fabric I was looking for, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, it may be a hair more expensive, but I don't have to piece it, and for that, the convenience, I don't have to worry about it. It's worth it to me, and it was so much easier.
Hmm. Yeah. When I went on the shop hop, I looked around for a lot of wide backs, any kind of sales in Missouri Star. And I did do the whole month of November, no buy November. And
Hmm.
I only bought a half a yard of fabric the whole month, and that was just to complete a quilt I needed for the binding, which I said in one of my videos. And it was not the same color as the original fabric. It was just off a little bit, but I was like, okay, this doesn't even really match. But that is the only fabric that I bought in November, and I still haven't bought any. And I miss my local quilt shop. Brenda, did you go to Busy Lady Quilt Shop for the fifth Saturday sale? Because I didn't get to go. I had a wedding to go to, so I missed that.
Yeah,
So
in a
no
lot of ways,
fabric.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, I'm kind of lucky that I have a couple of quilt shops close-ish, like, 20, 30, 45 minutes away, but they're far enough away that I have to actually make a physical effort to go to them. So,
Yeah. I have, see, I have the one that's close, which is Busy Lady. It's about 20 minutes. And then we've got a couple in Louisville, and I actually have two in E-Town. E-Town's not too far from where I live, so I can go to those. But I don't need to go to those because I have plenty. I have
right.
plenty of fabric. Like, I'm trying to use up some of this stash I have and get rid of some scraps. Um, but all and
That's
I'll get rid of some of it. And I've been trying to give quilts away. I have given, I think, four or more away in the last couple months to people that I go to church with. So I've been giving those away.
that's fun. That's excellent. Oh, hang on. Saying good morning to Miss Pat. Good morning, Miss Russ. It's good to see you. Who else has popped in here? I think we're good. What else was I going to say? I can't remember what I was going to say. It can't have been too important. Um, oh, that's what it was. Yeah. I've been pretty good. Like, I like to shop from Stash because it's a whole lot closer. Like, all I
Yeah.
have to do is turn around and reach. It's a whole lot cheaper, and I don't have to go anywhere, so I can just get sewing. I
Oh,
think, really, except for like one or two little projects here, I think the only fabrics I've bought a whole lot of recently is backgrounds and backings, because I don't tend to keep a lot
yeah.
of like backing or what now I know why my sewing machine's not working because I didn't plug the foot in. Whoops.
I always have to watch this dog down here to make sure she's not chewing on the cord to my foot pedal. I'm hoping she won't do that, but she is a dog. You just never know what they'll do.
Oh yeah, Finley, especially when she was a puppy, she liked to chew on everything. So yeah, that was always a mess. Good morning, Miss Laurie. It's good to see you. If you have a channel, please feel free to put your link in. You should be exclamation point and your first name for most of you. If you don't know what your link is, just holler in the chat and I'll get you sorted out. But I'm pretty sure most of you know your link, and please feel free to put that in because we'd love to, get some more folks over everybody else's way as well. So Nikki says she's trying to find a new long armor. Mine moved away towards Kansas City. The local quilt shops are too expensive. I'm looking for a new one. So yeah, definitely. Um, yeah, there's a lot of good
Yeah,
options out there for you. Depends if you want someone local or if you're willing to ship it off. So
yeah,
uh, Cedar's
yeah. I
on a
was
way
gonna
to
do
the
that too.
US.
I was gonna start long arming for people, so I've had my long arm for a year, and you'd think by now I'd be much better at it, but I think I go too long in between quilts that I get on there that I kind of forget what I just learned. So
Oh, for
maybe
sure.
in another 6 months, I'll be ready to go on quilting quilts for other people. Um, and I would definitely like cherry quilts, especially one day. Everything is one
One
day.
day. Yeah, those things terrify me. So I don't think I'll ever.
I know. I terrify myself with my own quilt. I'm scared I would mess up somebody else's. So, but I'm
Yeah, I mean, I've
learning.
played them a few times. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like anything else. Like the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. So just keep at it.
Oh, well,
But,
and when I got my my long arm, I was supposed to get a class with it, and what happened is I think it was near Thanksgiving. So we had some holidays, so I couldn't get the class done then. Then my daughter had her baby, and so I never got the class. So everything I have done on my long arm, I have learned on my own with no help.
mhm.
So other than YouTube, of course,
I was
I
gonna
go
say,
there
yeah.
for everything.
Oh, me too.
That's how I learned how
Yeah.
to work on my pool was YouTube.
I know it's like such a wonderful resource. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what you want to do. I mean, there was some like something breaks in my house. That's the first thing I do is like, okay,
Oh,
can I go on YouTube and figure out, hey, can I fix it myself or do I have to go call it, someone that knows what they're doing?
oh
And a
yeah.
lot of times I can do it myself, which I'm really proud of. Sometimes I can't, like
Yeah.
when it comes to if anything to do with plumbing, unless it's like something really basic, yeah, I'm gonna have to call, a professional in to do it because I'm not messing up. I tried that once and ended up having to pay an emergency plumber to come out and fix what I broke. So,
Oh, see?
yeah, you live and learn. You make a mistake once and a $500 bill later. You don't do that a second time.
Yeah.
If it's
Well,
outside, if you
when
try,
we
if it's
moved
out,
in here, there was a pool here. Well, I'd never had a pool before. I had no idea what any of it, what I was doing at all. And I was like, oh gosh. So YouTube it was.
mm-hmm. Oh, definitely. I mean, that's how I learned how to sew. I mean, I took home ec in the early 90s because the New South Wales Department of Education said I had to. I didn't want to be there. I said I'd never
I'm
sew
trying to
again.
think if I don't remember sewing anything in high school, and maybe I did, and I just don't remember. Maybe I chose to block it out. I don't know, but I don't
Yeah.
remember. Don't remember that. But
I don't even remember what we
that
made.
doesn't
I
mean
mean,
it
we
didn't
made,
happen.
yeah, I mean, I remember making a pair of shorts, which I promptly burnt because they looked hideous. I wish I'd kept them now. That would have been like a nice little, memento of like where my sewing stuff journey started back in 1991 or 1992. I forget which year I made those. But
Now
there you go. Good morning, Miss Kathy. It's good to see you. Did I ever show everybody what I was working on? I don't
I
think I
don't think you
did.
did.
I
It.
got distracted.
Oh
This is the
gosh,
march here.
and that's
Uh,
just traditional piecing.
yes, it's all
Traditional
mostly stitch
piecing.
and flip. Yeah, there's no FPP, there's no EPP in it, no applique. So a lot of pieces. I think I spent about 3 or 4 hours last night cutting all these lovely pieces of fabric out, but I was in no rush.
Oh gosh, that's a lot.
Yeah, I forget how many
That's a
pieces. I don't
lot
know
of
how many
pieces.
pieces it is. I think this whole quilt together, the 9 blocks, is about 1,200 and some pieces. Somebody sat down and counted it. Good for it wasn't me. But I think John said it was like 1,200 pieces in this thing. This is block 8 of 9, so we're almost done with this one. And then there's another one I've been working on called 100 Acre Wood, which is based on Winnie the Pooh.
With the poo. I've heard
Yeah,
about that quilt. I have not seen it. I've just heard about it.
yeah, I got hang on, the finishing. This is what that one looks like, the Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, that's cute. That
Yeah.
looks that looks complicated.
Actually, it isn't. I found this one, Winnie the Pooh, I think was easy. I found it easier to piece than this one. This one seems more complicated for some reason.
Now, did you say that's RD Studios? Is that right? RD
Yes, Artie's
Studios.
Quilting
Okay.
Co. So I'll throw their link in real quick because they also got a new solo along that's starting in April, which is called Second Star to the Right. I'll get it right there in a minute. And it's a Peter Pan inspired solo. It's starting in April, so you still have a little bit of time to jump in on this if you want. I've put the link in the chat if anyone's interested. Full disclosure, I do get a small commission if you do decide to buy it. You can buy it at pattern only. You can get the full kit, which is what I plan on doing once I find the last few dollars for that, because I'm too lazy to go buy all the fabric myself. Plus, John does such a wonderful job curating those fabrics.
Is that the one that has
Um,
a dark and a light background? Is there two
yes, ma'am.
backgrounds to that one or
Yes.
two
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
backgrounds?
there's like a blue background, and there's like a very, very colorful one, and I'm going to do the more colorful one. Not that that would surprise anybody. So, oh yeah, and one more thing I'd love for everybody to do, if you get a chance, is go over to this link. I'm just going to throw it in the chat right now. I am doing the new puzzle mystery quilt by Cotton Cuts, which will start in February, and I want my viewers to choose my colorway this time. So I have a poll It's a Google form. You're stuck over, and you should be able to click on the link. Hopefully, you can do it through the chat if you're still on mobile. We're having issues. I did a short the other day and found out afterwards that the links are not clickable if you're on a mobile device. If you're on a desktop, laptop, that sort of thing, there it works beautifully. But for whatever reason, it's not showing up. It's clickable if you're on a mobile device, and there's a way to fix it, but you have to go onto your phone or your tablet and adjust settings for each app. And it's
Yeah.
if you're tech savvy, it's not super hard. But if you're not,
If you're not tech savvy like me.
yeah, I figured that was yeah, that was going to be like a few too many steps for me to try and tell people how to fix. So I was like, I'm not even going to go down that route. But it was like one of those things I didn't realize. So we have to kind of revisit how we do forms in the future, unfortunately. Zaza says she has to go get food, so she'll be back later on. Lori Lee is doing that for the first time. Yeah, which colorway are you doing there, Lori? I'd love to hear that as well. Okay. Nikki says, I remember sewing in home ec in junior high, but in high school it was always cooking. I watched YouTube to learn how to sew, but I did a table runner class when I first started. Very nice. Andrea says, by high school home ec class, I've been sewing for longer than my teachers, so I actually helped teach the class. I also sewed the dresses for our girls' glee club. I was 6 when I started sewing. Very nice. Yeah, I love seeing people do clothing. It's not, I don't know, it doesn't click with me, unfortunately.
I wish I could. I've sewn 2 shirts, and one of them I actually wore, the other one I threw in the garbage. It was just not good. I could not figure out one of the sleeves for nothing. Well, actually both of the sleeves, and, I so I gave up. I
Hey,
have some patterns for some skirts. I think they'd be easier, but I can barely get my quilts done, so.
yeah, skirts, like if it's just a plain, like I've done one or two long skirts in the past, and those ones are fairly easy. At least I thought so. I've made a pillowcase dress, and that actually won second place at the state fair. Was it last year?
Oh, really?
I threw it in just for, I just threw it in the state fair because I mean, I'd made it and I've been sitting around here for a while, and it was state fair time, and I put a quilt in, and then I was figured, you know what? Let's throw the dress in and see what happens. Maybe the judge will feel sorry for me and give me a third place ribbon. And lo and behold, when we found the dress hanging up after we looked for 30 minutes, because it was kind of like stuck in a corner somewhere, it had a second place ribbon on there, and
Hey.
I was very happy. Now there was only 2 entrants in there, but they always give you a grade. Even if it's only 2, like you might not get a ribbon. Like you have to get a certain grade to earn a ribbon. So I'm happy at that. I thought second place for my little dress was fantastic because I'm not a clothes maker, and
Oh,
I was just really happy at that. So
I think it's good that you just entered. I have never entered anything. Well, I did or enter a quilt block for Derby, like way long time ago, and I did do a chili cook-off uh, years and years back. I did enter for that, so that's the only 2 things I think I've entered for.
yeah,
So,
no, I was really happy with that. And I did it this year. I entered the quilt you see hanging behind me, and I also put in a cushion cover, and I got second place on that as well. So yeah, I like to
well,
dabble with some other stuff, just to see what
well,
happens. And
our local
all
quilt
right,
shop, Busy Lady, they actually had a class on how to enter a quilt in the Kentucky State Fair.
oh
But did I
really?
get to that?
Okay,
No. So I don't even know, actually, I don't even know how to enter the fair. I tried to look up online a couple times, and I didn't really, I didn't find the information that I needed. So
okay.
I
Well,
should
if
have
you
took
need
that
help with
class.
that, you let me know, and I'll get you squared away. Because each show is a little different.
Yeah.
So like the requirements for Kentucky might be a little bit different to Maryland or Virginia or Washington State or wherever you may be. But you basically pick your class and you submit your entry fee. A lot of it's uses this program called ShowWorks, which kind of saves you information from year to year, which is nice. But yeah, if you're interested in doing that next year and you need help with that, Jamie, you just reach out to me and I'll read through the
You'll
stuff and
find
help you
out.
out. Yeah, I'll help you out if you need me to. The other resource I would encourage people to use if they're interested in entering any fair, if you are a first timer and you have questions, there's always a contact for like the superintendent or whoever's running the show. Reach out to them, ask them
Yeah.
questions. I bothered that poor lady the first time I entered with about 12 different questions. And I told her, I said, look, this is my first time doing it. I've never entered a show. I'm really excited to try and enter the state fair. And I just had questions, and she was more than happy to help me out. So, do not be afraid to reach out to these folks and ask them those questions if you need to. Now, don't do it last minute, like
Oh yeah.
if it's, give them a bit of time because, they're busy people, I'm sure. But,
Um,
you
I
should
may
find someone
go.
really nice.
I may go to the quilt shop and find out who that lady was that did the class and try to contact her. And I guess, well, tell her I would have to pay her for her information.
Yeah, I mean, she may have it on a blog or something too. Yeah, I mean, go
Yeah.
find out and see what you can come up with and go from there.
Yeah, they enter all kinds
Andreas,
of stuff at the fair.
yeah.
Have you ever?
Brenda says Susan, a busy lady, can tell you all about the fair. She is the fair. Oh, okay. So she's the fair textile head for years. Okay, so there you go. Susan
Susan.
is your go. Yeah, is your go-to lady. So go chat to her.
Okay. Does Susan work there or is she just
I don't
um
know. Brenda
I
will
don't
tell us
either.
in about 20
Mm,
seconds.
yeah. Have you ever seen these type of boutiques?
No, I have not, but it looks beautiful.
These
Well,
are
that
all the farm animals.
that's so neat. I've never seen that.
Yeah, these are really old. And it's so old, but I don't even want to cut into it because it's pretty unique. Look at that. So,
I'd do that. If it was me, I'd do that into a bigger block, like maybe a yeah 9 by 9, 10 by 10
yeah.
or whatever, and that way you can still see
Yeah, I don't want to
a
cut
bit of
into it. I'm
sneeze.
not going
Sorry about
to.
that.
Bless you.
Yes, you can still see it.
Okay, so she
Um,
works there. All right. Okay. Is she the blonde? Look at me.
I
I'm going, which
was
one
going to
is
say you're
she?
asking the wrong person. Andrea says when her kids are little, she was able to stay home with them by doing custom sewing and alterations. I made good money at it. Yeah, if you can do alterations, I mean, you can make some decent money here and there because a lot of people need alterations and very, very few people know how to do it. And then even people that know how to sew, a lot of times they don't want to touch alterations. I know I don't. I'll sew a hem for my wife and my in-laws, and that's about it. Um,
My mother-in-law, she does a lot of alterations, and somebody just asked her to do a bridesmaid's dress. Okay, my mother-in-law is 85. Um, to do a bridesmaid's dress for a wedding that's in like 2 weeks. An 85-year-old woman to alter a bridesmaid's dress for a wedding in 2 weeks. And she can't even do
wow.
that.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's more power to her. She can get it done. I wouldn't attempt it in the first place because yeah, if I altered your dress, you'd be crying by the time I'm finished with it because it'd look like something that Shrek the Ogre wore.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't. She had to
You
alter my bridesmaids, or well, I was the matron of honor for my daughter's wedding, and she had to do my dress, and well, I was like, how are you going to do that?
Yeah, we
She,
all have our own talents. Some people can just, look at it, sew it for 5 minutes, and they're done. So, but yeah, that's not my area of specialty.
no, mine either. But I
My wife's,
always had, when I was sewing before, when my daughter was still in like middle school and high school, all her friends' moms were like, "Oh, can you hem my jeans or And I'm like, no, no, I don't want to. I will, but
yeah,
I don't want to.
Yeah, I make it fairly clear that I quilt. I don't do clothes except for very, very close family. I just don't make any bones about it because it doesn't bring me any joy. It just feels like work to me. So I don't know if that's mean or rude or that sort of thing there, but
Yeah. I know my husband's constantly going, he rip his jeans. Can you patch these jeans for me? And I'm like, oh.
well, see, those things are easy. Like Amanda found a hole in one of her pockets in her coat last night, and she's like, "Can you fix this?" I'm like, "Of course," like, cause all I have to
Yeah.
do is like restitch it. That's a 2 minute fix. I don't mind doing stuff like that, but I don't like hemming stuff. I hate making curtains and that sort of thing there. So yeah, if it's not something I want to do, I just tell people, look, hey, I'm not good at it, or I don't feel comfortable doing this because I don't want to ruin someone expensive clothes. Cotton and that sort of thing there. Again, fairly easy, but if you get into these fancy fabrics, like I don't know, whatever those things are
Oh,
called.
yeah, no.
Yeah,
No, even I just sold those project bags with the vinyl, and I don't have the foot for my machine, or if I do, I don't know that I do. And that was a little tricky. I mean, I got it done, but it was a little tricky. Hey,
yeah.
Donnell, are you getting a bunch of snow?
Oh yeah, I didn't realize Donnell popped in the chat. I see
She
Amanda's
just
here
popped
as
in.
well from Stitching Life Together. That's not my wife Amanda, that's a different Amanda. But she's got a wonderful channel there as well. So
Oh, Sean, didn't you say that your wife knits? Does she knit or
yes,
crochet?
she knits.
Okay.
Very good
My
knitter. She
daughter
has more.
My daughter just asked me because she started to knit and then, well, she had a baby, so that, just kind of stopped that. But she wants to get back into it, but she wants to take a class, and she asked me if I would take the class with her. And I went, I know nothing about knitting, knitting at all. Nothing. And I'm like, I don't think I can have another hobby. I've got quilting, sewing, cross stitching. I don't think I can pick up one more hobby.
I know, right? Like I've always been interested in trying cross stitching, but I was like, do I really need one more hobby? And every lady and their brother now is doing the Hexi EPP, and I was like, that'd be fun too. But it seems like whoever gets into that gets so addicted, gets into it
Yeah.
and addicted to it. And I was like, I really don't need that in my life, because I don't, I'll never get anything else done besides Hexis. It just seems like it's some sort of it's a black hole you get sucked into. So I was like, yeah, we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait on that one. Although
Yeah,
maybe
I want my daughter. I wish she would do some EPP. I'm like, why can't you just sew? Why do you have to knit?
yeah, but the fun thing about knitting though, and this is kind of where I get a little bit jealous of my wife, is that she can knit in a movie theater, she can knit walking down the street, she can knit wherever. Like it's so portable. Like
Yeah,
once you especially if you're just doing what they call vanilla knitting, which is just like knit stitch. Once you get the hand motions down, Pat, you can just do it anywhere. So she can be sitting in a dark movie theater and be working on a pair of socks or a scarf or whatever it is there
yeah,
as well. So, it's nice having that portable thing. And if I did Hexies, I think that'd be something I would take to the office with me and work on during my lunch breaks. So
yeah.
I don't
You
know.
could definitely do that because you
Yeah,
could just use these if you wanted the little mini charms for the
yeah,
EPP, and they're already cut. So all you would have to do is glue them on, right?
yeah. I'm like I've just finished saying that I wouldn't do hexes and that sort of thing there, but I'm kind of thinking kind of like a loose plan is I'd want a really good thimble. And there's a lady that sells really nice thimbles at the Mid Atlantic Quilt Show. They're fairly expensive, but I've got fat fingers, so I'd like to go and
Yeah,
see her in person and make sure it fits and that sort of thing. There, I don't want to just order one online and realize it's one size too small. So, but that show's like only 2.5 months away, so I figured that'll be kind of like my little gift to myself next year. I think they're like because they're made out of silver, so I think they're like $120 or something like that. But I'm just gonna set the money aside for. I don't really need anything else. I mean, I bought a sewing machine this year.
yeah,
I have all the rulers and everything else that I could possibly need. So when I'm at the
yeah.
show, I figure I'll go see
I,
her and get a nice thimble, and then I'll be set for doing some more hand stitching. So
I think, see, I'm cross stitching because, well, my mom broke her leg. Well, I sprained my ankle, and it was too hard to get up the steps. So I already had some cross stitching stuff from a long time ago, and then I had ordered something for just in case. And so I got that finished. And now, then my mom broke her leg. So I had to spend a lot of time in the hospital with her. So it was easy to do the cross stitch there.
Yeah.
I would just have to have a little bit of a magnifier other than just these glasses. And so I got a little clip magnifier and light. So I could do that
Hmm.
there.
Yeah.
So that worked out.
Cross stitch is something else that I've been interested in trying, maybe taking to the office as well. So, um, there you go. So, what we're going to say, yeah, knits in the evening. Amanda says she does not like alterations. Donnell says we're supposed to have 2 snowstorms moving in this coming week. Oh, that ought to be fun. That's going to delay a bunch of trains probably going to Chicago. I'm just thinking at work. I do international shipping, and we go through Detroit a lot. So that ought to be fun. Good morning to K Money Quilting. Good to see you. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if I've seen you in the chat before. So good morning to you. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Joyce.
Morning, Miss Joyce. I see you're here as well.
The cheeky
Andres,
quilter.
yeah,
You
that's
love
Miss
cross
Amber.
stitch.
Yes, that's Miss Amber.
I'm getting addicted to it because the patterns are affordable, and if you
Yes,
want to, you can just get the PDF. So those are easy. Even though I found out that I do like better patterns with color. I don't really care for the black and white. I want the color,
right.
which is bad because that just probably means more. Well, I don't know. I like Primrose Cottage. I like their patterns, and they're easier for me because
Uh,
I'm a beginner more or less.
well, I would be too. I mean, I haven't done. I think I did cross stitch maybe for 20 minutes when I was a kid, and that's about it. All right, so we haven't done very much already, but these are the eyes of the March. The March hare, the mad hare. What's it called? The March hare. You can tell I read my books as a kid, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. K Money Quilton says she's Regina Casimir. Changed my channel. Okay, that's okay. Now that makes more sense. I remember Regina.
Okay.
I didn't realize she
I
changed
remember
the
that
name.
name.
She comes in the chat quite frequently. I see her around quite a bit. So here and other lives and that sort of thing there. So yeah, I'm quite familiar with Miss Regina. I didn't realize she changed the channel name. So that makes more sense. All right.
Okay, so I've got a lot to sew here. I've got a lot of cutting done, but now to sew. How loud will my machine be? Because I don't want to blast anybody out. I'll just cut more.
It should be fine. The noise suppression on the StreamYard system is pretty good because
Oh,
usually
okay.
people can't hear my machine. Yeah, I think even like we had, who was on, was it Mona a week or two ago? She has a fairly loud machine, I think, and I could barely hear it when she was live with me. So yeah, you shouldn't have a problem.
Oh, good. Yeah, I've got it quite going over here.
What
Let's
was I
see.
doing? I am so distracted this morning, and I apologize to each and every one of you in advance.
Well, it is hard to cut, talk, sew all at the same time.
Yeah, but if you're looking for
What is for me?
perfection, yeah, I'm me too. If you're looking for perfection, you're landed in the wrong spot. I thank you for showing up, and I wish you the very best on where you end up. But if you're okay with me making the odd mistake every few minutes, then here I am, and thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah.
So,
Look, here's one seam ripper. Here's another seam ripper. Look, I have 3 seam rippers all in reach. So there you go.
oh, me too. We try not to talk about the seam ripper here because usually what happens as soon as somebody mentions it,
Oh,
someone makes a
sorry.
mistake and has to pull it out. That's okay, not a problem. I've got to
My
tell you
best
that as a
friend.
fact.
Oh, look at
Oh, he's
this.
my best mate too.
Here's
So, you know, you're
another.
in good.
This is how much I've got this one. Oh no, my battery's dead.
Oh, is that
So
one of
I
those
even have
electric
this one.
ones?
Yeah, and they really do work, but apparently My batteries
That's
are
what I
dead.
keep hearing, because I think you have one. I think, was it Ian was saying the other day on one of his lives that he has one and loves it. I
Oh
didn't know if
yeah,
it was one of those
especially if you,
things.
I mean, how many people have sewed their border on the wrong way? Like, so didn't sew right sides together, and that is, it's perfect for that.
Yeah. No, it's good to know that those work. I might have to look into one of those at some point because sometimes you see these things and you're like,
Oh
is
yeah.
that did these really work, or is this just some sort of gimmick that someone's come up with just to make a few extra dollars? Like, so it's sort of like the second or third person I've listened to recently that have said they have them and they love them. So that is good news.
Yeah, it's done. Look at this. I guess I've sewed so much that my foot came off.
Let's see what we got going on here. Good morning, Miss Jen. It's good to see you. If I miss saying hi to somebody, I apologize in advance. I try and say hi to everyone that comes in, but sometimes I miss stuff, and so it's not intentional.
Is
I'm
that
just throwing it.
loud whenever y'all hear that? Because I
No, I
don't
didn't
want
hear
to
anything.
overtake it. Oh, good. Yay. I can get some of this sewed up.
Yeah, no, go for it.
Yeah, I can't. Well, I'm keeping my granddaughter tonight. Now she is pretty good. She will actually sit on the floor and play with her toys while I sew. The other
Oh,
granddaughter,
that's
she would not. No, she would go and tear out every piece of fabric on every shelf that I had. She would dump out all my baskets of scraps, just go through them and start throwing them all over the floor.
that wouldn't be fun. I don't know that if I had a granddaughter like that, I don't think she would be going back to my sewing room anytime
I
soon.
know. And well, and but she will let me cross stitch. She'll let me cross stitch, so I'll do that when she's
Oh, that's good.
here.
At least you got a work around there, so that's good. Uh, Regina's saying, doesn't Leanna use an electric one? It's possible. I meant to go check on Leanna's live this morning and I missed it. I got distracted. I think I was making coffee or something. And then
I did too. I was trying to get ready for this, so I missed it.
yeah, I woke up a little bit late this morning to get ready for the live. I mean, I was still up more than an hour before the live started, so it wasn't like I rolled out of bed at 7:52 and said, "Hey, here I am."
I actually got
Thankfully, I
up.
didn't.
Well, my husband works every other weekend, so I said just make sure I'm up. So I actually got up and fixed him breakfast this morning at 5:30, 5:30, 5:45 ish. So
Yeah, we were up until 1:30 this morning because the girls got on a bus with some of the other exchange students last night and went to New York City. So they'll be running around New York City
oh
today,
wow.
having the time of their lives.
Now where are they from? I think I missed.
No, you're fine. We have them from all different countries each year. So, it's a common question. Lily is from Belgium and Nadi is from Bulgaria, which
Oh
is
wow.
over by Macedonia, Greece, Romania. Actually, from Nadi's building, she could actually look across the river and see Romania. Like she's right there on the border.
Oh, okay. That's
Like
neat.
how neat is that? Like you could look outside your window and see another country. Like how often does that happen?
Yeah.
I mean, that was not something we could do in Australia. You couldn't look outside any window and see another country.
No. Well,
Not
all
unless you
I
had some
can
really
see
good
when I look
binoculars.
out is trees. It's so hilly where I live. There's nothing flat for sure.
Whereas there's nothing but flat here. Like where I live here in coastal Virginia, it is, there's not a hill in sight.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, if you want
Oh
somewhere
no.
flat,
I live
the
up on a
salt.
big hill.
Yeah, once you get up like to like Williamsburg and that sort of thing there, they've got a few little hills here and there. But yeah, if you're down here in this area, if you want to if you want a hill or something like that, you got to go find a bridge or an interstate overpass because that's about your only two options.
Oh no. It's, and I say where we live, it's a little bit flatter than some of Kentucky, but we actually live close to the river. We're almost like in- we're in the what they would classify as the Dale, I guess.
Okay.
Um, so we have the river bottoms, and so we get flooded a lot where we can't
Mm,
get out. Well,
yeah.
there's three ways to get out of here, usually. And sometimes two of them you can't get out.
Yeah, we get a lot of flooding too. Yeah, being flat, if you get any significant amount of rain, it there's a lot of low-lying areas. And once you've been here a while, you know which places flood, like most of Portsmouth, most of Norfolk. A lot of different roads we just know not to go down if it's flooding or raining a lot. So Annette says she thinks the one Leanna uses is an eyebrow trimmer. Okay, yeah, so just things that you can substitute for them as well.
Oh, I never even thought about that.
Well, I think a lot of these things are probably just modified, like eyebrow
Like,
trimmers and stuff. To be honest, a little more specialized, but they probably drew a lot of inspiration from that sort of thing there. What is everybody working on this weekend? Love to hear. Why I'm here, let me tell you, I am going to be a very busy boy this weekend. If I can ever get this thing threaded, I will be live twice more this weekend.
oh wow.
Uh, I'll be over at Tammy's, which is the Siberian Wind. Let me throw her link in at 10 p.m. 10 p.m. Eastern to midnight, and then tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. I'll be over on Katie's channel. So I might be a really hot mess tomorrow morning, but we're going to make these lives work. We're going to have a lot of fun. So yeah, definitely go over and check out both of those channels and join in on all the fun on that later on. So, all right, Mom and Pop Quilt Shop says, hope you all have the most fabulous day. Happy holidays. Hugs to all. Thank you so much for hanging out for us. Let me just put Katie's link in there. Put Tammy. So yeah, definitely come over and check us out. It'll be a lot of fun. I'll do my podcast. I'm hoping to get it out on time tomorrow, but with all these I didn't realize I had both live scheduled within like 10 hours of each other, but that's okay. So there is the potential that tomorrow's podcast might be a hair late, but this thing I gotta fight. What? Change gears and try something else. Good morning, Leanne. It's good to see you from Mennonite Farmhouse. My name is Kathy. It's good to see you as well. I'm sitting here trying to fight with this thing getting it threaded, so just bear with me a moment and then we'll be off and racing again. There we go. It did not want to grab that Orifil threads for some reason. It usually doesn't have a problem, but it's down towards the end of the spool, and I think it's just misbehaving. So we'll
So
mess that up.
you bought the Pfaff sewing machine, right?
Yes.
I had one of those, and I love the walking foot. The
Oh, yeah, that's a beautiful addition to this.
yeah,
Yeah, that was one of the selling features that um, someone suggested to me when I was out looking for a machine. And I was like, oh, that's fun. And I test drove them when I was at the quilt shop and I ended up buying one from them. And yeah, I've been really happy with this machine. There's one or two little things that, like any machine, that
yeah,
I'm not super fond of, but there's no such thing as a perfect sewing machine out there as far as I'm concerned. There's always going to be um, something that you don't like.
yeah.
Or,
I really like my Pfaff, but something happened and in the board, and it wouldn't go in reverse all the time. So you
okay.
couldn't backstitch, and sometimes you have to backstitch.
Oh,
So that was
definitely.
no good.
Yeah. All right. Leanne says she needs to edit and film for a quilt trunk show. Yes, you do. Well, I'd appreciate it if you did. Um, Katie says, don't forget about our live tomorrow. Yes, I think I just mentioned that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
Maybe it was
what time
during
is
the
that live?
8 a.m.
Oh, see, I'll be getting ready to leave, and I'll have my granddaughter. That should be
Yep.
an adventure.
Now I might be half asleep because I've got to go pick up the kids around 5, and come back. So I might be like, wide-eyed, bushy tail, or I might be half asleep. But we're gonna have a lot of fun regardless. So that'd be good. So we've made the little face.
Oh, look at
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, making some progress, which is good. Let's see, what do we got going on next? We got to do the teeth. I'm not going to get very much done today, but that's okay. I've got all day to play with. The kids are gone, so that means I get to play in my sewing room today.
Yeah, that's what my plans are until, well, I've got to clean up a little bit, but until she gets here, I will hopefully be in my sewing room. I'm hoping, unless other dogs or something like that has plans for me.
Right.
I need to long
Okay.
arm that quilt that I've had sitting on the long arm for a week now. Uh, One day.
One day. Yep,
Oh,
you'll get there.
what am I doing? See.
Okay, where are we going here? We got to make some teeth. That's our next goal. Okay, Mary Jo says tomorrow will be 5 o'clock for her. Okay, yes. Donnell says I'm going to be totally beat. Yes, I was not smart in planning everything on the same weekend, but we'll make it work. I told my wife I was like, I might be taking a nap today. I'll probably take one tomorrow afternoon. So yeah, we'll make it work.
Yeah, I'll probably want to take a nap today too. I have a feeling, but we'll see if that gets done. Probably not.
Yeah, definitely. No, we'll have fun. But I enjoy the lives. I enjoy hanging out with my friend Katie. I enjoy hanging out with my mate. Um, Tammy. So, it'll all be worth it at the end. So, tonight Tammy and I are going to work on. We've been doing this thing where we just come up with scrappy blocks, and I figure what I wanted to do is show you all because I haven't done a tutorial yet, so you kind of get a sneak peek on how this all goes together. This is like my prototype block that I made for
Oh,
the Wilderness block.
oh yeah. I like that.
Yeah. Super simple, super easy. It's all traditional. It goes together in like, I don't know, 20 minutes, I guess, once you cut it out. So you'll get to see how that goes together. That's kind of what I had planned. We've got to cut the fabric out for it, but that won't take very long. I might use
See,
the white back.
I've been trying to work on do some scrap blocks because I need to get rid of all these scraps. That's the bucket
Yeah.
challenge. So I've done like a few like odd and end blocks just to see. I would take that off. And then I was like, I don't know. I don't like a whole lot of fiddly when it comes to
Oh, that's
scraps.
pretty.
Yeah, I really like that batik too.
I love working with
So,
batiks. It's just like they're so bright and colorful. I um used a lot of batiks in that quilt that I showed off the other day. And it worked out
well,
so
and
beautifully.
I think they sew up better. I don't, it
Yeah,
seems
there's
like
not.
they're easier to sew to me.
Yeah, because they don't have any. There's no stretch to it. It just, it is what it is. Like what
Yeah.
you have is what you have, and they go well together with cotton. Like I've sewn cotton with batiks together all the time. I've never had any problems with it, so it's worked out quite nicely.
And then I made another block here, and I'm like, how long have you been sewing in this? Let me find it. How in the world I did this? Can y'all see that? How far I am off, like by at least uh, an eighth.
Don't
I'm like,
don't even worry about it. I have
what
submitted.
in the world was I doing? So this is another scrap block. I was like, what can I do here? So, but I
I always
think I
sit there
finally
and
found one.
think to myself, okay, is it worth taking it apart to fix it or not? And usually the answer is no. And
No.
I will tell you honestly, there's been quilts that I have submitted to the state fair that have had been off by an eighth of an inch, if not more, and they've won ribbons.
Yeah.
So
Well, I went to the
what have you?
fair this year and I looked around at the quilts and I was like, okay, I think I can do this. Not all of them were perfect and they shouldn't be because it's fabric. It
Yeah.
stretches. It's
Hmm.
not going to be perfect.
I mean, should you strive for to be as good as you can in the fair? Absolutely. Like, I'm
Absolutely.
not
Yeah.
saying don't just throw whatever you have in there, but if you have an odd mistake here or two and you want to put it in, just throw it in, see what happens. You may surprise yourself. Like there was so the like this quilt here behind me, it had so many errors on it. Like the points were off in so many places, and I almost didn't enter it. Like I was this close to saying, you know what, there's no way they're going to give me anything on this. But I had challenged Ian and Becca to enter a quilt into the state fair with us, so we could all compete against each other. And I wasn't going to, bow out that way because of those two. And lo and behold, I get second place. So,
Oh,
you never
see?
know.
Yeah, well worth it.
Yeah. I may never get another second place in that category again because I mean the competition on that is tough.
Yeah.
So
I think
I'll
I
just
go
say,
to the Paducah Quilt Show and look at some of those quilts, and I walk out of there and I'll go, "Huh, you got a long way to go, a long way to go." They are art. They they're unbelievable. I can only imagine the time that some of these people spent on these quilts. So you should go to the Paducah Quilt Show if you want to see some quilts now, or
yeah,
art.
it's really neat to see what people come up with. And sometimes if you ask that, a lot of these quilt shows too will have people with the white gloves that'll show you the backing of the fabric and that. And if you ask them, a lot of times they know how long it took or have information on it. There was like a Best in show at Mid Atlantic a few
Yeah.
years back, and the person that was the white glove people, the volunteers, was telling us that it was like two or three people working on this quilt. And I think it took them like 2 years or something to make it and quilt it. It was phenomenal. Like it was nothing that I could ever even dream of doing. But yeah, the amount of work that goes into some of these projects is just impressive that people have taken that amount of time to do it.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of like I like to get my quilt sewn and done and on to the next. Or
Yes.
I squirrel and go on
Oh
to
yeah, me
another
too.
project.
Yeah. I'd like to say next year I'm not going to leave it to the last minute to finish my stuff, but
Some people work better under pressure.
I think I do to be honest because like this quilt behind me, I was binding that on my live here, and then like half an hour later, I'm in the car driving to Richmond to drop it off. So like yeah, calling it close. That was about as
Oh
close
gosh,
as you
that
can
is
have it.
close. That's really close.
Yeah, finished the binding and the hanging sleeve on a live, right? An hour before I had to go drop it off.
Yeah, and I forget one of the quilts, I don't know if y'all can see it over there. Now it has actually a hanging sleeve on it. I did years and years and years and years and years ago. That Bargello, that like mini almost
Yeah,
wall hanging over there. I did put a quilt sleeve on that. I have not done one, I don't think since though.
yeah. Quilt
I'm
sleeves are
sure.
not difficult once you know how to do them. I've gotten better at it over the years. I actually have to do another quilt sleeve today because had I've been working on these cotton cut gnomes. Where did they go? You would have seen this last week, probably. Hang on, let's grab it real quick in case anyone hasn't. So I've made
Oh,
these, and I've been
I
using
like
this like just
that.
for make like for free motion practice and that sort of thing. There, and
Uh-huh.
we've been hanging them up in the house for each season. Like this is my Christmas gnome, and then I have another one that I'll use. I think a winter one. I've got a Valentine's Day one. We had one for Thanksgiving. But I put a hanging sleeve on the back, which is not on here yet. So it's been good practice for that as well. But yeah, for my state fair quilts, we have to put hanging sleeves on them. So I've done it by machine in the past, but that's kind of tricky to do.
Yeah.
So now that
Mine
my
I did
hands,
by hand.
yeah, I attached the top of the sleeve into the binding, so I don't have to worry about that part of it. But then, yeah, the bottom part I always hand stitch, and I'm getting better at it. But I always have that fear, like when I've done it, is it gonna, because it hangs up in the state fair, for a few weeks. I'm like, is it gonna hold? You always have
Yeah.
that fear that it's going to come flying, crashing down the earth halfway through the fair. And thankfully, so far, that has not happened.
Nikki B, are you gonna go to Paducah, you think, next year? If you do, let me know. My husband,
Yeah,
poor fella, he always goes with me, but I think he enjoys it. He really likes to look at all the long arms.
yeah. There's the shows I've been to. A lot of gentlemen there, especially the one near here. Not so much QuiltCon, but the Mid Atlantic show here had quite a few gentlemen floating around in there. I don't know if they were like husbands hanging out with their wives, or they were like me, gentlemen quilters.
Yeah. Well, he goes with me. He's a pretty good sport, even though I think it's during turkey season every
Oh,
year.
well, that
And
that
he's
shows
like,
love right
well,
there.
that's turkey season. I'm like, well,
I usually go by myself. That way, I'm not boring anybody else to tears, and I
yeah,
can spend as much time as I want. A lot of times too, like my wife helps out with the drama shows and stuff at her school, and it always seems to be right around the same time as the quilt shows nearby, like QuiltCon and Mid Atlantic. It always seems about the same time of year. So she goes to where she goes to the school and helps out with that day, and I go to the quilt show. So we all have our own fun that day. Leanne is asking, does anyone have a tutorial video on how to do a quilting sleeve? There's some really good ones out there. I need to record a video about that, but I've got to sit down and actually have the time to do it. Stay tuned on that. I'll put one out together soon. I mean, I don't know, maybe, I don't know if I probably won't have time to do it today, but when I do one of these, I'll do a hanging sleeve, because this will be a good opportunity to show you how to do it, because they're not super
yeah.
hard.
So Magic Fabric Magicians
That's just a net. Yes.
and net. Okay. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I like the boutiques and a solid together, because you don't have to worry about, you can just sew it and it doesn't matter. Either way's good,
Yeah.
because that's what I'm
No,
doing right now.
I'm a
I'm
big
using
fan of that.
solids.
Big fan of the boutiques. So, there's F. It's a bit pressy, but yes, and she says they're reversible.
Yeah.
That's one of my things too. Like, you don't have
Now
to worry about.
this one looks like maybe this side was a little bit darker than this side, but who would know that? Nobody but
No,
me.
but yeah, once in a while you can see it on them, and that one side's probably supposed to be the primary side. But if you mess it up, it doesn't matter. Like
It doesn't matter.
the first few puzzle mystery quilts I did were boutiques, and then I think, what was it, Wild West was actually a print. I actually that was the first time with one of those puzzle mystery quilts that I actually had to sit there and think about what side was which.
So you're doing that again, and people are going to pick your quilt?
Yes, I'll throw that in. So anyone that didn't hear earlier, I want my viewers to help me pick which colorway I want. Now, full disclosure, the one that is picked first may not be available. I'm going to send because as an ambassador, what I normally do is I send Cotton Cuts my top 3 picks, and they try and give me one of those top 3 picks. So the top one there's a small chance we may not get it, because they try and, I think they've assigned a lot of them already, and Yeah, they like to give each ambassador a different colorway, so that way, like more colorways are represented. So but yeah, please put your vote in. I'd be very interested. I want you guys to have a say in which one we do. So there you go. Andrea says Ian did one a couple of years ago. It was very good on sleeves. So I just put Ian's link in because he has a wonderful channel there as well. And then Laurie is asking, are we going to QuiltCon? I'm going for the first time. Very excited. Yes, I plan to go. My plan at this point, unless something changes, is I plan to go on the Saturday.
Is it North
Um,
Carolina this year?
yeah, it's in Raleigh, North Carolina. Now, I did hear that the roof caught on fire down at the convention center the other day, but apparently it's
Yeah.
localized to the roof. So I would imagine it didn't affect the interior things, and I think you should be fine. Thank you for voting on that. I appreciate that. And yes, I don't foresee there being any issues, but if they want to move it up the road to Hampton, Virginia, I would not be upset one bit. So
Yeah, if they wanted to move it a little bit closer to Kentucky somewhere.
no, I'm
I
sorry.
guess I
I
should
love you, but I'm
settle with
not.
yeah, I'll just keep on going to Paducah. But
Yeah,
I
there you
mean,
go.
Paducah's
Yeah,
still
I thought,
3 hours away from me.
yeah, like when I was out there last year, like I saw it was like 3.5 hours, and I was like,
Mhm.
should I go to Paducah and see the museum? Because I think it was right out. I think I was there like a
Yeah.
week or so after the festival, or whatever it was, and I was like, you know what? I drove 10 hours yesterday to get to here, and I'm like, I don't really feel like driving another 7 hours round trip.
Yeah.
So
You should go and probably I actually want to do this. Paducah is a really cool town. So I want to go stay there and go to the museum. And they've got what Hancock's of Paducah and all that, which I've never
yeah,
actually been to. So that's what I want to do. Now,
yeah,
does my husband really want to do that? I'd say probably not.
yeah. That might be something like that. Might be a spot that we can spend a few days. Yeah, I can instead of going to Louisville next time, maybe go to Paducah and we
Yeah.
can do a little get together
Yeah.
there. I don't know.
It's right on the river.
Yeah, I saw that. I was looking at some like maps and stuff. Like it looked like a really pretty town. I seriously considered going for a day, but I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
already
should.
drove 600. I already drove 600 miles one way to get here. I really don't feel like driving, another 150 or so. So ultimately, I decided against it.
I saw that April story and Sister Chicks Quilting and what's the other one? I forgot her name. Sorry. They're having a quilt retreat again. But it's in Missouri. And I'm like, April, you need to have one closer to home.
I know, right? You have to have a chat to her about that. But yeah, no, I plan to go to QuiltCon. It's like 2.5 hour, 2 hour, 2.5, 2:45. It's not super far. Like last time I went, I left here at like 6:30 in the morning, and I got there. I mean, I stopped and got breakfast and stuff. I think I got there right when the doors opened, so I got there right. Apparently, the line to get in was fairly long before they opened the doors, but by the time I rocked up at 10:15, everybody was inside. So I basically walked straight on in. So that worked
Oh,
out
that's
beautifully.
nice. Yeah.
That's how I kind of planned it. Because I was like, I could sit there and stand in line with everybody else and their sister, or I can just rock up 10 minutes late and hopefully everyone will be gone. And that worked out beautifully. And A. One of these days I'll figure out a better way of organizing all this.
I did a reorganization. I guess has it already been about a month ago? I
Well,
got
that's good.
yeah, I got two new shelves and I actually put them together by myself. Um, one of them was a tall one, but I did it.
Oh, good job.
And yeah, I didn't want to wait on anybody to do it for me, so I just did it. Uh, but I think
Yeah.
that's when I was like, these scraps are out of control. You have got to do something.
Yeah. I've been
And
whittling through mine slowly.
and that's another thing. I was like, okay, you don't really need to buy anything because you have a quilt store in here.
There you go.
Actually, I guess my husband works with her, she is getting ready to retire and she wants to learn how to quilt. So, of course, my husband's like, well, my wife can teach you. And so I talked to her and she was like, well, do I need, I said, you don't need anything. I've got it all here.
There you go. Yeah, get us started, and then
You
she
don't
can
need
buy
to
what
go
she
buy
wants.
any fabric. I've got it all.
Well, that's cool. I like that idea. Yeah, I've taught a couple of the kids how to quilt. Like, when our students come in, we tell them Amanda nets, I sew, and some of them show an interest, most of them don't. But if they do, that's great. Nikki says here that she was taught on the batik. So I'm going to put this comment up here for you all to see. That the more crisp side, say it has a circle. If the ring is crisp, it is right up. If it's blurry, that's the bottom. Okay,
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I'm gonna
because
put my
that one,
glasses on to see that.
see, to me, like this should have been the right side. I don't know if y'all can
Yeah,
see that. That should have been the right side.
but if you get it backwards on a batik, no one's
But
ever going to know,
yeah, nobody's gonna know that.
unless you're like the fabric designer or something. Then you might have a hope. But
Yeah.
other than that, no one else is
And
ever going to know the
this one I
difference.
think I got right. I think. But
Oh yeah,
so but they're so close.
this new retreat in March.
Brenda,
So
where's the retreat? Go with me to Nancy, Kentucky, less than 2 hours
to
away.
Nancy. Oh,
I don't
it's
even
in
know.
Nancy, Kentucky. Okay, I thought you was talking about a lady named Nancy. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay,
Yeah. I don't
Which
even
Nancy are we talking about? But no,
I'm
it's
gonna have to
apparently a
get on
place.
maps. Who's having the retreat in Nancy? I've never even heard of Nancy. That doesn't mean anything.
I don't know. I wouldn't have paid it much attention because Kentucky's a little far away for me to go for, unless it's like for a decent amount of time. Beautiful place though. If you ever get a chance to go check out Kentucky, it's really a really neat place. I liked it. I'd go back.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed visiting the Bat Factory.
you would definitely like Paducah.
Yeah, I think next time we go to Kentucky, I would definitely want to go to Paducah. I just wasn't feeling it that particular week. But yeah, next time I'll definitely check it out. Annette says it's true, Nikki, but sometimes it's with some manufacturers it's very hard to tell. I think I'm going
Yeah.
to challenge myself now. Every time I see a batik, I'm going to sit there and go, okay, can I pick the correct side? And just
Yeah.
give it'll be a fun little game. If I can get it, great. If not, does it? Yeah, it's not going to matter one little bit. So that's today's new challenge. Is when I play batiks, did I get the right side? There we go. All right. So other side of Somerset, handmade by you. Okay, I was wondering if that was one of Donna's retreats. Because I know she's branching out
Oh,
and
okay,
doing.
okay. Or is the retreat full? I've been wanting to go on one, but I don't know. I'm afraid I'll miss
Reach
something
out
at
to
home.
Donna and reach out to you can always reach out to Donna and ask her. I'm surprised she had a lot of times she pops into the chat. What's her email address? Is it Donna at handmadebying.com or something like that? I just text her. I've got a phone number, so I don't pay attention to her email address that much. Because if I have a question for her, I just text her and say, "Hey." So I'm not very. No spots left.
Oh, well, that's a bummer.
No. I think no. It's no period spots left. So I think she's saying no. It's not full, and there are spots left.
Oh, okay.
Can you clarify that for us, please, Brenda? I think that means that there's still spots left, but I could be wrong. I could be reading that incorrectly.
No spots left or no spots left.
There's no, and then there's a couple of like two periods in a space. So I think she's saying like I think that pause is kind of leading me to believe that there's still spots available, that it's not
No,
full.
No, there are spots left.
That's what I think she meant to say, but don't quote me on that yet. And I think Donna usually has a waiting list too, so that way, if like someone has to pull out for whatever reason, you might be first in line to, or she might be able to work something out for you. If you're interested, I'd definitely reach out to her and just see what she can tell you too.
Yeah,
She's
because
usually
I've missed some of her. I've missed a lot of people's lives and stuff. We have had so much to go on. I've had weddings. We had my daughter's sister-in-law's family here. There you
right.
go. And plus my daughter-in-law's family here. And I'm like, okay, everybody just comes to our house. So I had that to host. Then we had Thanksgiving. I mean, I have just missed so much, and that's why I'm also behind on my sewing too.
Yeah,
I had to clean my house.
you
Ugh.
have to clean your house. I know it's always the bad part when people. It's always fun to have people um, visit, but then yeah, you've got to clean the house first.
Yeah.
So okay, so yes, Brenda say there are spots left. Nikki says that Donna said there's 10 spots left last night. So it looks like if you want to go, it looks like you should be set there. So yeah, definitely reach out to her and see what she has, what she can tell you to if you're near.
Yeah, I'm
I've
gonna
never
look that up.
Yeah, I've never been to one, but from what I have seen, the folks that go on those retreats with Donna always love them and have a good time. So, yeah, look, if it's something you want to do, go for it. They just, I've been invited a few times. It just, the money hasn't worked out right, firstly, and then it's always like when the kids are here, and it's, I feel weird
Yeah.
like running away for a whole weekend when they're here, especially in the springtime and that, because we're always so busy with them because we're trying to show them as much as we can during the springtime, because winter we don't do as much because it's cold. We wait till the
Yeah.
springtime, and then like every weekend we're like running here and running there and running everywhere. So um,
Well,
there you
well,
go.
I wanted to go to April's, but it's in Missouri, so that's 8.5 hour drive, and I think it's May, the last weekend of April and the first 2 days of May, which the first Saturday in May, if y'all don't know, is it's Derby Day. Not that I go to the Derby, but
Oh yeah,
which that doesn't matter. But my daughter is pregnant, and she will be due around close to that time. So I'm like, I can't not be leaving leaving
right.
town that close to that date. So I don't know. We'll see how things go.
Yeah, I mean, if it's successful, which all of Donna's stuff has been, from what I can tell, she'll do it again. I'm sure again. Everyone has a good time, everybody's interested in returning and stuff, you'll have another opportunity. So
Oh,
that'll
I
be
remember
good.
her name. It's Tracy. That's who is also in that retreat. It's
Oh, from the
April,
sewing
Tracy,
channel.
and yeah.
Yeah. I'm just so impressed with her, like how successful she's been at her channel. Like I remember when she started like 2 or 3 years ago at zero, and she's banging on the door at 200,000 subscribers now. Like
I know.
she's
Guess I'm
just
doing
taken it
something
and
wrong.
run with it. Like good for her. Like she needs to share some of her secrets with us, so I know what to do.
Yeah.
But no, she just does a phenomenal job with her channel. She knows how to, market it correctly and do everything else and that sort of thing there. But yeah, I've just been overly impressed with what she's been able to do over the last few years. So, and Nikki's asking, where is it in Missouri? Missouri is a big state.
It's in Hamilton. It's where Missouri Star is, I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
okay. All right. So that part of the state.
So
Yeah, I've been to Missouri twice. I've been to the St. Louis area, and then that other part that's like on the southern tip of Illinois, like you go past Cairo. I'll get it right there in a minute. I know they pronounce it Cairo there, not Cairo, like the Egyptian city. We went over the
they
border.
they
There's
pronounce it like the syrup.
apparently so. Well, that's what I've heard. If someone here knows better than me and knows that I'm wrong, please correct me. I know I'm not perfect, or even close to it. But from what I've heard is, yeah, they pronounce it like the syrup Cairo. So there you go. All right. Well, wow, it's already 9:29, so I think we should go ahead and start saying farewell because Miss Donnell, I believe, will be live at 10 a.m. And then Russ, who was here earlier, and may still be floating around. He might be stitching in the background. I don't know. We'll be live at 11. So I'll throw those two channel links in real quick. And then Mum and Pop, who are in earlier, will be live later on around 1 o'clock, unless she's got some sort of special event that I don't know about. Katie will be live with her special. I think she has a guest this afternoon. I think it's maybe Zaza, but don't quote me on that. Katie, if you're still around, please let me know. At 4:30. And then, yeah, at 10 p.m. Hang on, why am I putting Donnell in again? Tammy will have a special guest, which will be me. And we'll be putting together some fun stuff there as well. So yes, all sorts of quilty goodness throughout the day. Please give them all a bit of love. Tell them I sent you. Go check out, anything you may have missed. If you haven't checked out my 12 Days of Quiltmas video, please go check that out. It's only 8 minutes long. I tried to make it nice and compact. I share my Christmas story as well, like how I grew up, how Christmas is different here in the US than it was in Australia. A lot of people really resonated with that. I thought it was a fun story. So if you missed that, go check that out. Tomorrow morning, I plan to have my podcast out on time, although I make no promises, because I'll also be live with Katie at 8 a.m. So we'll see if we can get everything done between now and then. And if not, it may be a hair late, but we'll get it out at some point tomorrow for you as well. Do you have anything coming up on your channel, Jamie, that you'd like to share?
Well, I will be putting out my scrap bucket quilt number 3 video soon. I'm working on it right now. And then I did sew up a Christmas-ish block. Maybe it's a thought. I've got it planned out over here, but using these fabrics, I don't know. We'll see. So I have a little bit of Christmas stuff, and I am going to do a project bag tutorial. So
nice. So yeah, definitely duck over to Jamie's channel. I put the link in the chat. If you're watching the replay, it'll be in the description. Oh, Zaza's usually on Saturdays as well. I keep forgetting because she's still fairly new to the
yeah, even
yeah.
to go live, I'm like, what day would you do it? What would be the best day? I don't even know.
When it suits you, because you will build an audience. People will come. Like when I started this Saturday morning, there was nobody. And I figured, let's give it a shot. And people show up every week. So I should cancel tonight. Okay, because I don't think she's feeling 100%. So, yes, definitely keep Zaza in your thoughts and prayers as she gets better. And go check out her channel. I'll put the link in there as well for you. But yeah, do what works best for you. Because even if people can't make the live, they can come watch the replay. I have a lot of people because 8 o'clock Eastern is 5 a.m. Pacific. So a lot of my California, Washington, Oregon folks, Nevada, even they watch it later on because they don't want to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I don't blame them. I don't know that I'd be up at 5 o'clock watching anybody either. So
I try not to get up 5 o'clock in the morning anytime.
Unless I have to. So I don't blame you all one bit. I appreciate you. Whether you're watching the live chat or the replay, it's still a view. I get the same number of views. I get the same number of, ad revenue and that sort of thing there. The only thing you don't get to do as a replay viewer is participate in the live chat. Other than that, it counts exactly the same. So, please never feel bad about saying, hey, I have to watch the replay. I'm just glad you tuned in for a little bit and hang out with us for a while. However you do it, replay, live makes, all makes the same thing to me. So thank you all, and I appreciate everyone that comes in every week. So, but do when it works for you because, people will show up. They really will. Yeah. So, if they're willing to get up at 8 o'clock in the morning and watch me on a Saturday morning, they'll come and watch you whenever you go live.
I always thought, well, Monday sounds good to me. My husband's usually at work on Mondays and everything's a little toned down around here. Usually it's a thought.
Yeah, that's why I did Saturday morning because everyone likes to sleep in on a Saturday morning. So I was like, okay, let's just duck in. We'll do a live, and then we can go out and do something or whatever. So that works out nicely. Anyway, I'm babbling, so I think we'll go ahead and go. Thank you all again so much for tuning in. If you're watching the replay and you made it this far, please make sure you say hi in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from, because I'd love to see all the different places that people tune in from. I hope you all have a great day. Happy sewing, and we'll see you all next time. Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.